So Kions Ordeal, a 48-person raid that's only available to the Immortals? What are the rewards? How does it work? Today in this video, I'm telling you everything you need to know about it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Captain Nemo. Welcome to another Diablo Immortal video. Today, we're going to be talking about Kions Ordeal. This is a 48-person raid, an epic battle between the Immortals and Hell to make sure that Sanctuary stays safe. Today we're going to break down everything you need to know about it, all of the things that you get from it, how it works, and etc. I'll show you lots of different footage. Remember, before we get started, to make sure to smash the like button, hit the subscribe, and stay tuned to the latest Diablo Immortal content right here on Scrappy Academy. So high-level lore, Kions Ordeal is basically the fight between the Immortals and the forces of Hell. Remember, Diablo created the Eternal Crown, gave it to Kion to make sure that he creates the 300 Immortals to protect Sanctuary, right? And they do this in this Kions Ordeal. This is where they fight the Hell and protect Sanctuary. Now, high-level, what do you really need to do? Well, 48 players from the Immortals need to make sure that they depart onto this journey. As you notice, there are 4 teams of 12 because the way it kind of works is you're not fighting all together, it's just 48 players. You're fighting on 4 separate teams, but simultaneously together. So there's 4 different bosses, basically, and then 12 players, or up to 12 players. You can send less than that. Go into these fights and fight the bosses themselves. Now, there's a mechanic in here that's sort of interesting, right? You can't just kill one of the bosses because when you do, the other ones get enraged and get more damage and more power and etc. So the name of the game here isn't just to kill one boss, it's to kill all the bosses as close to each other as possible. So you want to go simultaneous. And the way it kind of works is you want to make sure that you coordinate all 4 teams together so they're killing the bosses. So if one team is moving faster than the other, they slow down or back off from the boss to make sure the other teams catch up. And you want to get them as close as possible, somewhere within the 1 or 2%. And if you do, then you smash them, take it down, and then you get rewards. There are different types of rewards. You get a reward that's sort of like right there. You get a chest reward, which is some legendary gear. You get aspirin keys, and then once a week you also get a legendary crest, which is nice. And then when you exit that battle, there's in the main area over there, you also get a chance for some more rewards because there's like a lottery system that plays. If you notice, there are circles. If you stand in the circle, basically everybody gets a random number. Whoever gets a higher number is the one that ends up getting the random legendary gear for that particular type. And the gear isn't always good. Again, it's random, so it depends. Sometimes it's good, a lot of times it's bad, but you do have a chance of getting some more legendary pieces of gear by doing this Kions Ordeal. Now, the Ordeal doesn't really have just individual benefits. The entire Immortal faction themselves benefit from completing the Kions Ordeal because every time you complete it, you get 24,000 dominance, which progresses you in your Immortal Ages. And if you don't know what that is, I have a video for you up top that explains to you how the Immortal Ages work. It makes a lot of sense. Check that out. But that's what it does. So 24,000 dominance every time you complete Kions Ordeal. On top of that, when you complete it, you gain Diablo's blessing. Her blessing allows all of the Immortals and the adventurers to gain extra chests in the Elder Rifts. These chests give you more aspirin keys, you get more gold in the vault, and etc. and on and so forth. So if the Kions Ordeal is 1 that day, and for lower difficulties it's 1 day, but if you get to a higher difficulty, I believe it's like 3 and 4, when you get to those, you gain Diablo's blessing for 2 days, which is nice. But if you get the blessing, you're good. If you don't get the blessing, so you don't do Kions Ordeal, or maybe you fail Kions Ordeal, then the Shadows and the Adventurers will get the Diablo's blessing when they're doing their Elder Rifts. Now you would say, Nemo, why wouldn't you do the Kions Ordeal? I mean, what's the point of that? You're right. There is no point of not doing it, but sometimes you can't because Kions Ordeal costs Essentia. Essentia is what's kept in the vault. The vault is what's being graded by the Shadows. So if the Shadows take too much from the vault or the Immortals don't do their dailies and contribute enough for you to have the Essentia, you won't be able to open Kions Ordeal. Now, the way it works is there's multiple difficulties of Kions Ordeal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So difficulty 1 means that you can run it once per day, and it's the easiest bosses. And remember, there's only 48 players that can go into the Kions Ordeal. In fact, only the Immortal Elites are allowed to go into Kions Ordeal. So remember that if you're planning the Immortals, you got to make sure that everyone who's going in is an elite, otherwise they won't be able to enter. So you have 48 players, but you have 300 Immortals. So how are you going to do that? Well, if you want to make sure that all of the Immortals can participate in Kions Ordeal, you're going to need to up your Immortal Ages and unlock difficulty 3, 4, 5, 6, because as soon as you get to difficulty 2, you're able to run 2 Kions Ordeal per day. 3 is 3, 4 is 4, 5 is 5, and then 6 allows you to actually include all of the Immortals and run 6 Kions Ordeals per day. And I mean that you'd want to make sure that you run multiples per day, because if you're able to do that, you're also able to gain the dominance that you need in order to progress your Immortal Ages further and further. So if you can run 4 Kions Ordeals, that's almost 100,000 in dominance. It's really nice. Now, it's going to cost more Essentia, of course, right? The higher the Kions Ordeal, the more Essentia it costs. Of course, it also requires more Immortals, because remember, you can only participate in 1 Kions Ordeal per day as the Immortal. So you're going to require all of them if you want to run multiple Kions Ordeals. But that's kind of how it works. You want to make sure you get that, because as the Immortal faction, you gain lots of dominance and etc. And then as the Immortals themselves, you gain rewards. You definitely want to make sure you do it at least once a week, so you get that legendary crest that you get. It's a really nice positive. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Kions Ordeal works. You are now an expert. Make sure to comment down below if you have any questions. I'd love to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.